It's a new day in Cabanatuan. Emilio wears his safety gear as he gets ready for a shift at the mine. Lolita is busy preparing breakfast while helping the kids get ready for school. Earlier, a bus from Zamboanga City dropped off passengers. Merchants, village residents, and most of them, like Emilio, were employees at the mine. The bus also picks up passengers bound for Siocon, Cabanatuan's host municipality in the southwest of Zamboanga del Norte. These scenes were hard to imagine just a few years ago. Cabanatuan, the ancestral domain of the Subanon indigenous people, was much different then. It was a time when the Subanons worked under the yoke of small-scale mining operators.
I used to crush rocks in small-scale mines. My children had to work as well because we were poor. We won't be able to make ends meet if we were to rely on what little I was making. The money I earned was never enough.
Fathers, sons, and brothers toiled for long hours in the burning heat of the sun or inside narrow tunnels and shafts.
Work at the small-scale mine was difficult. They made us carry heavy sacks.
Women and children were made to carry sacks of rocks, usually heavier than their own weight, to rod mills which were kilometers away.
The
children who were supposedly too young to work had no choice but to work to earn a living. They work in the ball mills. Women, on the other hand, crushed rocks from the tunnels.
The rod mills and amalgamation equipment were housed in makeshift plants which were built from illegally cut trees that denuded the forest. Toxic chemicals like mercury and cyanide that were used to extract gold from rocks were carelessly handled, placed in substandard tailings ponds or discharged into Cabanatuan Creek without regard for their effects on the environment or on people's health.
Dumping waste materials in the creek definitely contributed to the degradation of the environment. Waste materials we dumped poisoned the fishes.
Emilio recalls there were no doctors or nurses to care for the sick.
Back then, we did not have a clinic here in Cabanatuan. We had to travel to Siocon whenever we got sick.
The Subanons got little or no education at all.
I was not able to attend school. There were not enough teachers anyway. One teacher had to handle 3 classes.
Even travel to and from Cabanatuan was difficult and dangerous. The Subanons were overworked, yet underpaid, virtually slaves in their own homelands, lands that were fast deteriorating due to irresponsible mining. Those things changed when TVI Resource Development Philippines Incorporated began its operations in Cabanatuan. The company embarked on a massive year-long environmental rehabilitation immediately after the government and the Subanons dismantled the small-scale mining plants in 2003.
The environmental management system at TVI encompasses more than just tailings management. It also involves air quality, water quality, erosion control, and the health and safety of our workers.
TVI has since been faithful to its commitment to responsible stewardship of the environment.
Erosion control is one of the key environmental management programs that we incorporate at the mine site. It's important to us to try and arrest the erosion and do what we can to avoid this happening. One of the actions that we do, and over the last 3 years, is plant trees. In the last 3 years, we planted nearly 100,000 trees to help stop this erosion program. We continue to do this over the course of the mining operations, and will also continue for several years after the mining operations.
To sustain its tree planting program, the company maintains a tree nursery. Cabanatuan is now seeing less of the traditional slash-and-burn farming method of older generations of Subanons. Aside from this, Shokon's water systems have recovered from toxic pollutants.
The Gossan Tailings Dam was designed and the construction management was performed by an international engineering company. At a cost of 170 million pesos, it was an expensive part of the mining operations, but an important part of the mining operations. The tailings area will be filled up. At that point, we'll start the reclamation and closure program and hope to turn it into a plantation with cash crops. We will then turn it over to the community for their future use.
With the rehabilitation of Cabanatuan came the improvements on the Subanons' lives. Today, many Subanon men and women are employed by TVI, taught to use modern mining and milling technology, equipment, and work systems that ensure safety and ultimately security. The community acquires alternative livelihood skills through the programs of the company's Community Relations and Development Office, or CREDO. Children now go to school to learn and play under the tutelage of more teachers in more classrooms with better learning facilities.
I now study at Cabanatuan Elementary School. We have enough books, enough teachers, we even have computers.
A doctor, nurse, and midwife are on call 24 hours a day at the community clinic. A bus that now plies the route between Zamboanga City and Shokon passes through Cabanatuan every day.
TVI is involved in constructing some barangay roads and the upgrading existing roads through its SDMP project.
Yan ang naitulong ng responsableng pagmimina. Umpisa pa lang po ito.
This is what responsible mining can do, but this is just the beginning. With TVI, many jobs are now available to the people. They sponsor scholarships, build schools and hospitals, provide alternative livelihood, construct roads, and give assistance to barangays.
Yes, it's a new day in Cabanatuan, one full of hope and for many good reasons. TVI's operations are expanding. From a daily production capacity of 100 tons in 2004, TVI Cabanatuan now processes over 2,000 tons of ore every day. TVI has strengthened its position as Shokon's top taxpayer and employer.
As of March 2007, TVI has 700 employees in its Cabanatuan operations and special projects. Of these, 60% are Subanons. They receive 8% higher salary than their counterparts in the region.
Their benefits are above those given to their local counterparts in the region. The skills that they acquire guarantee lifelong employability.
Kanang akong trabaho utility sa TVI.
As a regular employee of TVI, I enjoy benefits such as sick and vacation leaves. I have incentives, and now I have SSS, IntelliCare, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig. Since working for TVI, my family is better off. They don't need to work anymore. I am able to send my kids to school.
The company's tax payments to the Philippine government are increasing. 2.2 million pesos in 2004, 13.2 million pesos in 2005, and 35.4 million pesos in 2006. Clearly, TVI continues to contribute to Philippine economic growth. It has created approximately 5,000 indirect jobs in the country and has helped pump prime the regional economy with its continued purchase of various supplies and services from across Mindanao. The Subanon beneficiaries in Cabanatuan has been enjoying increasing amounts of royalty. In 2005, the Subanons received a total of 5 million pesos in royalties. In 2006, it was increased to 14 million pesos. TVI has no influence over how the organization invests the money. It funds their projects for community development.